Welcome back to FM Story. We're into the second half of season 7 of the Glory Hunt. It's our first season with Napoli, and things are going outstandingly well. We are top of the table with 3 points clear of Milan, 4 points clear of Inter. We're into the knockout stages of the Champions League, and we're in the quarter-final of the Coppa Italia. Unfortunately, the last episode ended on a bit of a downer. Domestically, we drew 2 and lost. Unfortunately, the end of the last episode didn't end particularly well in the league. Of our last 3 games, we drew 2 and lost 1. What the loss came against Milan, which obviously closed the gap at the top of the table. And the reason it wasn't particularly good is that, first up in this episode, we have the quarter-final of the Coppa Italia, again away at Milan. So without further ado, let's get into the action. So it's time for the quarter-final against Milan, coming in fresh off a 3-0 defeat in the league in Milan. And actually, for the first time this season, we don't have anyone who is either injured or suspended and therefore cannot be involved in the squad. We have some players who are struggling fitness-wise or just coming back from injuries who can't start. We have switched up the formation a touch just because that last game against Milan in the league, we were just not at the races at all, and on the back of the 2 draws as well, it feels like we've maybe been found out a bit. So we have switched it up a bit. We've gone slightly away from the formation that we had, in that we've kind of gone at almost a 4-2-3-1, but with a defensive midfielder and a central midfielder. And hopefully we can do a bit better than we did in the league game against Milan. So as you can see, we've gone with the flat back 4. We've gone with a half-back to try and allow the wing-backs to push on a touch. We've got Grombeek trying to get forward to spot Kvaratskhelia. Rodrigo Gomez is much better the further up the pitch he is, so he's playing wide right with Nelson Viper behind Osman, because he's done quite well in that sort of attacking midfield role as he's played there this season. They've gone with a 4-3-3, and they've got a good team, and it's going to be a tough task. Terraciano with a throw. Rodrigo Gomez goes back to the keeper. Stejskal into Ego. White to Rodrigo Gomez. Nelson Viper now down the right. Gets a cross in towards the back post. Osman gets his head on it, and it just clips the top of the bar and goes over. Right, they've got the ball in our half. Reinders back to Kalulu. Theo Hernandez. Rafael out on the right now, on the left now. And what was that defending? Oh my God. There was a goal we gave away in the league game where the defender just went the complete opposite direction to Rafael, chasing a long ball. This one was almost as bad, as in, I don't actually know what he was trying to do there. He was never close enough to make a tackle. And then, yeah, it might be that this formation hasn't worked, given the match stats and how little involvement we've had. Free kick for them. And there we are, half-time. We've somehow had the same number of shots as them and more on target without actually seeing one of the shots that was on target, or any of the shots that were on target. Every time they go forward, they look like we're going to score. And we need to be so much better in the second half. Tomori goes back. Oh, Kvaratskhelia has nicked it. Terracciano on the right just loses out. And now Grombic pokes the ball away, but Bob back into the box. Granelli on the edge of the box. And he's got his second goal of the game. And it looks like we are exiting the Coppa Italia because we've shown no signs of any kind of fight in this game at all. Another corner, Canyon Lee to take it, this time towards the back post. It's still alive. Giladucci goes back to pick it up. Terracciano into Diacabi, back to Terracciano. Carlos Augusto on the left-hand side now. Nelson Viper. Carlos Augusto looking to go past his man. Gets a cross in towards the back post. And there's Victor Osimhen rising highest to make it 2-1. And we might still have a chance in this game. Carlos Augusto's been out for a long period of this season. It's his first game back. And he swings across over to the back post. The keeper comes and gets absolutely nowhere near it. And Osimhen basically had a free header into the empty net. Another corner, this time Grunbick to take it from the left. In low to the near post. It looked like it flicked the bar on the way over. There we go, full time. And we've exited the Coppa Italia in the quarter-final. And based on that first half performance, we didn't deserve anything more. We were a lot better in the second half. But yeah, we've got a few issues at the moment. Let's put it that way. We are approaching the end of February. We've got a big game coming up in the league, first versus third against Inter. We are 10 points clear of Inter. They've got a game in hand. We are 6 points clear of Milan, but they have a game in hand on us. And since the game against Milan in the Coppa Italia, things have picked up. It was a struggle against Torino. They had a goal disallowed after 9 minutes. They scored after 15 minutes. They could have had another couple in the first half. But then in the second half, goals from Giladucci and Osimhen saw us come away with 3 points. We were then at home to Udinese. Pretty comfortable performance. 3-0 win. And then Lazio, we were very comfortable until they pulled a goal back. They had another couple of chances after that, but we hung on for the 3 points. And then the Champions League knockout playoff round, the first leg away at Dinamo Kiev, we picked almost a rotated team to keep some fresh players for the league game against Inter. And we came away with a really comfortable 5-1 victory. They got a late consolation goal, which hopefully won't affect things too much come the second leg. As far as the league's concerned, we are top. As we said, we're 6 points clear of Milan, thanks to the number of games they've drawn, to be perfectly honest. If you look at the player stats, it's mostly us and Inter, apart from the clean sheets. And that's obviously how Milan have got to where they were. I think when I looked at the awards for last season and the team of the season. The front half of the team of last season were all Napoli. The back half were all Milan. And the fact that they've kept 13 clean sheets this season and the next nearest team's only kept 9, and that's 13 in 24 games. They're obviously very secure at the back. And our problem recently has been leaking too many goals, and also some of our players are out of form. I mean, Osimhen's come back from the African Cup of Nations, hasn't really exactly hit the ground running. He's got a goal or two in that period of time. He's now out injured for this game against Inter as well. So it's going to be a tough test, but we really could do with the 3 points here to keep the gap at the top what it is. So going into this home game against Inter, this is the team that we've gone with. Carlos Augusto is back in at left back. Nathan's not playing in centre defence just because he's not fully fit. And then we've gone with a pairing of Grombeek and Malero with Giladucci behind Ponticelli. Nelson Viper's not at the best of times recently. Osman's injured, so that's why we've gone with Ponticelli through the middle. And hopefully we can not disgrace ourselves against a very, very good Inter team. Right, so they're going with the sort of 5-3-2. They played that earlier on in the season, and we were completely outplayed by them in the game in Milan. All right, a throw in for them. DeMarco comes back to DeMarco. Low cross. We've nicked it. Now Giladucci bringing it clear. Rodrigo Gomez making the run. It's helped on. And Kvaratskhelia should be hitting the target there. Right, we had a quiet spell in the first half, but a highlight just as we're going into injury time here. And to them coming forward. Fratesi loses out. The ball rebounds to Nicolo Barella, and that was a goal that we could have completely avoided. It was far too easy for them to get him through the centre of the team. I mean, that ball there, it's a good tackle, but it just went to one player. Stayscal had narrowed the angle for the play coming through the middle and couldn't react. And there we are, half time, 1-0 down. And just not the performance we needed to see. We've made a couple of changes at half time. We've brought Ewan Andre and Nelson Viper on. We've taken off Augusto and we've taken off Ponticelli. Right, Andre to Kvaratskhelia. Andre again. Lifts it down the line looking for Giladucci, but it's cut out easily by their centre half. And now we've just opened ourselves up to getting attacked on. Lautaro Martinez down the right. Low cross. And thankfully, that one somehow went over the bar from 6 yards. Right, a corner. It's the fairest to take it. It's the outswinger towards the back post. And there's Igor Ogbu. Somehow that header's crept in because it didn't look like a powerful header. It's lifted over. And he just kind of backs off the defence. Heads it down. Beats the keeper at that far post. And that's 1-1. Right, a throw for them. DeMarco infield. And now they're attacking again. Fratesi, though, loses out to Diakabi. Back to the keeper. Diakabi to Seferis. Kvaratskhelia down the left. Infield to Giladucci. Back to Kvaratskhelia. Lifts the ball in towards the back post. It's headed clear as far as Johnston. Grombeek goes all the way back to Igor Ogbu. Cross to the back post. There's Nelson Viper to head home. And that puts us 2-1 up with less than 10 minutes to play. And somehow we've turned this game completely around. The ball comes out to Igor Ogbu. There's just space and no one stops him from going around the outside. Lovely cross. And there was no one anywhere near Viper when the cross came in, when the cross was played, which made him the favourite to get there and gave the keeper no chance. Quickly, though, a free kick for them. DeMarco takes it, and luckily it's just over the top. And there we go, full time, 2-1, and that is a big, big victory as far as our hopes for the title are concerned. If we'd lost this game, we'd have been in serious trouble with how close that Milan could have been with the couple of games in hand they've got on us. So it was a big, big 3 points. And hopefully we've kind of turned the corner a bit with our form up with these last few league games. We've made it to the end of March and we've had a interesting time of it since the game against Inter. The home leg against Dinamo Kiev in the Champions League, where again we played our reserve team, second choice team, whatever you want to call it, and we actually ended up winning 8-2 to see us go through 13 through an aggregate. Ponticelli got 4 goals. We then went to Juventus in the league and thought we'd snatched a late winner. Ponticelli coming off the bench to get a 92nd minute goal. And then we let them go up the other end and get an equaliser from outside the box. And then the Champions League round of 16, we're trying our hardest to go out with the competition because with the squad we've got and the injuries we've had, we can't really afford the extra European games. Again, we picked a pretty much second string team for the home leg against Dortmund. We went behind early on, but again, Ponticelli got a goal, rescued the draw for us there. We were then at home to Atalanta in the league and a pretty comfortable 4-1 victory, although they did level it at 1-1 just after the half hour through Matej Sin. And then we went away to Dortmund, and again, a second string side. We got off to a great start, both through Malero. Ponticelli scored again. They got a goal back late on, but we came away with a 2-1 victory, which meant we went through 3-2 on aggregate, and we've been drawn against Liverpool in the quarterfinal. So I'm hoping that our Champions League campaign comes to an end at that point so that we can then concentrate on the league, because the next league game after the Dortmund game, we went away to Lecce and we were terrible, and they won 1-0. And then in the latest league game, we picked up a 1-0 victory away at Sassuolo with a goal from Victor Osimhen. What that means as far as the league is concerned is we're 3 points clear of Milan. And the only reason we're 3 points clear of Milan is because after we beat Sassuolo, they went away to Palermo and lost 1-0. So we are 3 points clear with 8 games left to go. Hopefully we can secure the title. Hopefully we don't have any more issues like the Lecce game. It's going to be tough. I think we've got a reasonable run of fixtures to end the season though. But Inter have certainly dropped off a lot. They're now 12 points behind us. And Juventus are 19 points behind us. So it's going to be between us and Milan for the title. And obviously we'll find out in the next episode what happens. And there we are, the end of another episode. And the end of our first season at Napoli is rapidly approaching. We are in pole position for the title as it stands, but there's still 8 games standing between us and the title. Unfortunately, the Coppa Italia didn't work the way we were hoping it would work. We went out in the quarterfinal, as we saw, against AC Milan. And somehow, despite our best efforts, we're still in the Champions League. So join us next time to see if we can wrap up the Serie A title in Season 1 with Napoli, and to see whether we can win the most unlikely of Champions League trophies as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.